Get ready for the action, because Benavidez is urging Dana White to step up and help facilitate the massive upcoming fight featuring Jai Opetaia. We are talking about a potential showdown that could redefine the landscape of the sport, and Benavidez is pushing for the necessary steps to make this happen. Find out what the strategy is and why this matchup is generating so much buzz right now.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we dive into the massive turnout expectations for the UFC White House gathering, as Dana White has made it crystal clear that the crowd will be heavily dominated by military personnel. Dana White explained the logistics, revealing that tickets will be distributed directly to service members in recognition of their service, and you won't want to miss the details on how you can secure a spot. Now, the construction plans are moving forward as President Donald Trump provides a major update on the UFC arena construction right at the White House. Trump confirmed that construction is set to begin this week for the UFC arena on the South Lawn, setting the stage for a huge event like UFC Freedom 250 on June 14th. And we break down exactly what that means for the venue and the security measures involved. And finally, we catch UFC CEO Dana White speaking to the media right after the intense fight between Gilbert Burns and Mike Malott at UFC Fight Night in Winnipeg. Dana White shares his immediate thoughts and reactions following that high-stakes bout, giving us the unfiltered perspective from the top of the UFC. Don't miss any of the major wrestling headlines. Sign up to our free newsletter for the biggest stories, and add us as a preferred search source on Google right now. Boxing heavyweight contender Benavidez has publicly urged Dana White to take action to facilitate a fight between Jai Opetaia and Dana White's fighter, Dana White. The call for intervention suggests growing interest in a potential matchup between the two athletes, potentially elevating Opetaia's profile in the heavyweight division. Meanwhile, the boxing world is buzzing with opportunities for fans. Reports indicate that enthusiasts can now lock in their fantasy picks on rising stars and established title contenders. These fantasy leagues offer the chance to compete for significant prizes, including a $100,000 prize pool and exclusive custom boxing merchandise, adding an exciting layer of engagement to the sport. The upcoming UFC White House gathering is set to feature a predominantly military audience, according to UFC CEO Dana White. White has clarified that tickets for the event, hosted at the residence of President Donald Trump, will not be sold to general MMA fans. Instead, White announced that the UFC CEO will distribute tickets to members of the armed forces in appreciation of their service. During an appearance on Fox News Channel's My View with Lara Trump, White stated that the event is intended to be largely for the military, estimating that approximately 4,300 attendees will be military personnel. For those wishing to attend the event in person, an alternative viewing option has been established. The Ellipse, a large park across from the White House, will host a free public viewing event with capacity for up to 85,000 spectators upon registration. White confirmed that approximately 85,000 free tickets will be distributed through a registration process. White encouraged UFC fans to visit Washington, D.C. during the week of the fight, highlighting the city's attractions and events. He emphasized that the Ellipse offers more than just viewing, featuring screens, stages, music, and activations. Regarding the fight card, Dana White has confirmed a 7-fight card, which is leaner than usual, with no undercard announced yet, leaving the possibility of additional bouts open. Official broadcasts for the event will be on ESPN+, despite the recent addition of UFC Fight Pass to YouTube TV. The scheduled fights include Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane, Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi, Mauricio Ruffi versus Michael Chandler, Bo Nickel versus Kyle Daukaus, Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia, and Josh Hockett versus Derek Lewis. President Donald Trump announced on Friday that construction on the UFC arena slated for the south lawn of the White House is set to commence this week. The facility is scheduled to host UFC Freedom 250 on June 14, coinciding with the president's birthday. Initially, the event will utilize a temporary setup accommodating approximately 4,300 private attendees, primarily service members, while a public watch party is planned for the Ellipse, expected to draw around 85,000 spectators. During a press briefing on Friday, President Trump indicated that construction would begin within the following week. He stated, they're going to start building the arena over the next week. It's right here. It will be about 5,000 seats. They'll have 100,000 people down at the Ellipse, and it's all gonna be free. These projections regarding attendance figures were noted as slightly exaggerated during the previous statement. UFC Freedom 250 has been classified as a Tier 1 event by Homeland Security, subjecting it to federal security standards comparable to the Super Bowl, although the specific security agencies involved have not yet been confirmed. The main card for the event features a heavyweight clash between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje for the undisputed lightweight championship, alongside a co-main event pitting Alex Pereira against Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight championship. UFC CEO Dana White addressed the media following the recent bout between Gilbert Burns and Mike Malott at UFC Fight Night. The event took place on April 19, 2026, at the Canada Life Centre in Winnipeg, Canada. White provided commentary and insights after the contest, which featured Burns wearing red gloves against Malott in blue gloves. The discussion following the fight offered further context and analysis on the performance and dynamics of the matchup.